it's just that easy. Hey folks, it's just that easy. You mix it up, you fix it up, you do it yourself. He can turn your little shack into a first-class castle. Save you time and money and a great big hassle. Hey folks, it's just that easy. You mix it up, you fix it up, you sand it down, you paint it brown, you measure twice, you cut it once. It's just that easy.
Hey, and a very good morning to you all, folks. Welcome to the AskShell.com show. This is the show that you learn all the problems and tribulations that you can have with the home. And that home may be a condominium, it could be a townhouse, it could be an apartment, it could be a single detached home, it could be a duplex, it could be a triplex. Doesn't really matter, folks. We're here to take care of those questions for you from down into the ground right up to the rooftop. So if you've got any concerns whatsoever about your home, maybe dad and mom's home, maybe a family member out in the other parts of the province of British Columbia and right across the prairies, hey, I'm here. My name is Shell Busey. I'm here with the AskShell.com show. The telephone number, please write it down and give us a call. Anything on your mind. The telephone number, 778-574-1077. That number again, 778-574-1077. And a message goes out to Joan. Joan won one of the Keeping the Heat In books back about 2 weeks ago. And we've got it all arranged now to get over to the North Shore and be picked up at the Windsor Plywood store. So, Joan, there you have that information. And we will see that you get that into your hands, certainly within the next few days. The Open Line Show, folks, is answers to all your home improvement questions, no matter what they may be. It could be a project this weekend. Can you believe the weather? Wow, I tell you, this morning, the weather when I woke up and went outside, that weather was the most miserable weather that we have, I'd say, that we've seen in the last, 6 months. I mean, even a little bit of snow would be better than that. It is just raining. So the telephone number to call me if you've got a concern with water, if you got a concern with inside where you're planning on doing a project this weekend because of the weather report, doesn't really say an awful lot other than come tomorrow. We're supposed to have a little clearing. Let's hope it does. Okay, the telephone number here, though, 778-574-1077. And have we got emails? Boy, oh boy, things are really happening. It's indicating that we are very much involved with a number of young generation people owning homes now, having questions, and also communicating through the internet by texting and also by email. So we got all kinds of emails for you, and I'd like to say good morning to my operations manager here. Morgan, how are you this morning?
Good, thanks, Shell. How are you doing today?
I tell you that I actually feel really great this morning. I had a good night's sleep last night, and we had dinner last night as a family with the oldest grandson leaving with his team Ballard back into New Brunswick for the Nationals of the Curling U18 group. It's we're really hoping and putting our hands together, hoping that they'll do well back in New Brunswick. So hopefully.
Yeah, it sounds like they've got a few games next week to play, so it should be a lot of fun for the boys.
It's been great for Grandma and Pops here as well, because there's a lot of curling. I mean, Las Vegas, it's involved down on the Briar, and oh boy, it's really great. But anyway, folks, so let's take and give you the number again here. Any questions that you have that you would like the answers to. My name is Shell Busey. I'm here to help you with it. No matter if you're finding problems to locate something in the industry, something that you've been asking for, something that you have a problem with that you would like help with in order to find the product. As I say, the how to, the what to, the where to, the why to, the when to, the who to, folks, we're here to help you with that. right here on the AskShell Radio Network. Every Saturday morning, folks, from 8 a.m. until 9 a.m., and that is Pacific time. You just simply have to call 778-574-1077. Okay, well, Morgan, while they're thinking about having their first coffee, listening a little bit to the show, and getting the run of the show, we'll go to the emails.
Absolutely. These emails, Shell, came in through AskShell.com. If you are not a member, it is very simple. You just add your email address in, check for a confirmation email from us, and then you can ask Shell a question any time of the day. This one comes from Susan in Delta. I am so grateful that you are still doing this.
Yes.
My question, I'm going to add insulation to our attic that presently has cellulose blown in. Our house is 19 years old, and I should have done this a few years back. Should I only consider putting in cellulose again on top, or should I consider the pink blown-in insulation? I believe code is now R50. Would I be wise to take it up to R60?
Well, that's an interesting question and a good question as well, Morgan. Thank you very much. The R50 to the R60, let's put it this way, that I have no concern whatsoever to increase it, that extra R10. But in answer to the question, should I put the cellulose on top, or could I consider the pink blown-in insulation? Really, there's no, I'm not showing any preference, but I would keep the consistency, the continuity there with cellulose. The reason for that, because each of those two products, first of all, they're fire rated. Secondly, they give the value of R based upon the thickness that is going to be applied. But also, and the most important is that the person that's going to do the installation of that insulation knows the term draft proofing, because draft proofing is so important, folks. And draft proofing means that you actually do the sealant using a foam sealant. And a lot of people say, well, should I get the fire rated? It's a little more expensive. I simply say, yes, the fire rated foam. And foam around your duplex receptacles, if there's any of those in the ceiling, around your light fixtures, around your exhaust fans, any of the vent stacks, be it plumbing stacks, whatever happens to come up through that ceiling, then you definitely want to foam it in, stopping the air from coming up through into the roof cavity. Because if you allow that to take place, and you do have a real cold winter like we have had, and we get a week or two of that, then you could end up with ice damming. So in answer to your question, I would go with duplex on the fact of using cellulose in both cases, two cases, put cellulose to cellulose. Not that there's anything wrong with the fiberglass, but you got the consistency there and the continuity there. So R50, yes, go to R60, because who knows? It could be next year that the code goes to R60. I've seen the code in the years that I've been involved in this business, folks, go from R10 to R50. And certainly there's lots of it going in at R60. So I don't know if the winters are getting colder or warmer, but they keep adding on, and adding on to that R factor. So R60, use the cellulose, and also talk to your installation contractor that you want your ceiling draft-proofed. Because if you don't draft-proof, he's putting the extra installation in. Just that easy, Mark.
Right. We've had a lot of people phone us up thinking that their roof is leaking or have a major issue, when it turns out to be only ice damming, which can cost a lot because you don't know what it is.
Well, and also, I don't want to put everyone into the same category, but when you have a leak in the ceiling, it normally would indicate that it's going to be a leak in the roof, followed by a leak in the ceiling. But when you have ice damming and you get a mild temperature day, that melts, that water is going to find a way that's going to show itself. It could be around nails, it could be around a light fixture, it could be around a plumbing, it could be around an exhaust vent duct, any of those places. But no, good question there, Susan. Thank you very much for it. Let's go on to another one.
Okay, Shell, let's go to Frank in Kerrisdale. Hi, Shell. My front sidewalk is in so-so shape, with some serious sections having been eroded or pitted surface. Would it make sense to have a sealing product such as an epoxy applied to my walk to renew it? It is a 40-foot walk, so I hesitate to have it replaced. The concrete only has a crack here and there, so I would save money by using a surface treatment. Thank you, Frank.
Well, Frank, it's a great question, and you're right on target with regards to a few cracks. Because cracks in concrete, first of all, Frank, concrete is not made to bend. It just doesn't bend, so it cracks. And you may have, certainly on a sidewalk, you may not have anything more than possibly a wire mesh within the actual concrete slab itself. And being a mesh rather than metal rods that they use, that the reinforcing rod, all of these items, if they're not there and you get a little bit of movement with a little bit of frost, then you're going to have a crack form. Are you going to be able to stay away from having those situations in your concrete? It's pretty doggone hard unless you do full preparation down underneath, and you've already indicated in your case you don't really want to go to the cost of replacing a 40-foot walk. And I don't really blame you. But you want to clean it up, you want to make it look good, and you use the term so-so shape. Well, let me put it this way. First of all, products are out there available for you to take and repair or give it a really nice appearance. The product is called Top and Bond. Also, there's another one that's exactly the same, basically, but it's called Bonded Topping Mix. Those are two products available at your local building supply stores and your box stores. That particular type of consistent mixing of cement and sand and adhesive products tell you right off the bat, you see the term bond in there, that means it's going to be a bondable product to an existing concrete. But preparation is most important. First of all, pick a day that you're going to at least be without what we're having today, rain. You wanted a day that it's at least going to be, it doesn't matter if it's cool, I don't want it below freezing or anything, but it's certainly above 50 degrees Fahrenheit, that is, or 18 Celsius. And take the Top and Bond product, or the bonded top, after you power wash. And you know, I used to say never power wash concrete, but when you're going to top it, yes, you do, because you want to clean out all that area that it's really in a bad textured finish appearance. It's pitted, as you indicated. Give it a real good cleaning. After you've done so, then take the bonded topping mix, or the Top and Bond, mix it to a milkshake consistency, and puddle it out. Spread it around with a push broom. You can spread it around with a melamine type of brush, which is a whitewash type of brush, we used to call it, kind of a light-colored bristle on it, and spread it over top of the entire concrete. Do not do this in the sunshine. Best time to do it is in the morning. That way your concrete's cool. You're not putting it on in hot concrete and it's curing up very quickly. So once you've got that all taken care of and you put down the Top and Bond, the mix of a milkshake on top, now you've got your, I like to call it that welding type of surface. When you're going to have the surface being coated, you want that texture that's going to knit to the finish that you're putting over top, which is a trowel-on finish. Same product, Top and Bond, or the bonded topping mix, just mixed a little neater, that's all. And then that way, the keying type of texture on the finish is going to grab onto that material. And the texture you want is whatever you do with the trowel. Some people will even put a stone look or a paving stone look. You can do that. Once that's all on, cures over the daytime, and on the next day, 24 hours later, then you put on a water sealer. That's a clear water sealer, and very simply put the water sealer into a paint tray, get a nap roller of about, I would say 10, 12 mil, and give it a real good coat, 2 coats, 4 hours apart. And that's concrete sealer, and coat it, 1 coat, 20 minutes later, give it another coat, and by the time the day is halfway through, do it in the morning, halfway through, you can walk on it. It's just that easy, Frank. Good luck to you on the project, and hey, we're running a little late for a break here. We're going to take that break, and we'll be back with more of your questions, 778-574-1077. My name is Shell Busey. You're listening to the AskShell.com show on the Ask Shell Radio Network. And welcome back, folks, to the AskShell.com show. We've got emails, and we're going to be taking care of a whole lot of them this morning. If you're up and sitting back and having your first coffee, maybe brekkie, give us a call here on the AskShell.com show. The telephone number is 778-574-1077, and I will take care, and both of us here, Morgan and myself, will take care of the questions for you. And folks, one of the things I would like to make you aware of, during the week, if you would like to give us a call at the office, you can do that very simply by picking up your phone and dialing 604-542-2236. That number again, 604-542-2236. You'll get Morgan or myself, and we'll take care of anything. In fact, our home improvement division, oh boy, I tell you, he's a busy guy, but he's making things really happen, folks. His name is Keith Araki, and he has a crew that takes care of you, no matter if it's a basement suite, it could be a kitchen, it could be a bathroom, could be exterior siding, could be whatever it is, could build you an addition, could build a home for you, whatever the case may be. Give us a call. We've got the home services for you. 604-542-2236, servicing Greater Vancouver. And folks, the telephone number here on the program, 778-574-1077. I've got Morgan with me here right now, taking care of your calls. And I know a lot of you don't really want to come on the radio, but hey, I'll make you feel just so comfortable that you can talk about your concern and take care of it for you, okay? And it's, hey, or you can text me, or you can email me as well. But if you want to get right live into the information, questions where I can ask you back, call us live here on the show. Morgan, let's go for another one.
Okay, Shell, like I mentioned earlier, these emails were submitted through AskShell.com. You can go to AskShell.com to find a certified home service provider. I'm guessing this next week we may have some people call about flooded basements or some moisture in their home after this rainstorm we're having today. They can ask Shell a question. They can read home improvement articles and tips. You have got your Ombudsman blog up there, video tips of things around your home, and you can listen to previous shows of the AskShell.com show. You can check out our YouTube page, search for Shell Busey, that's Busey. We've had over 2.5 million views on our YouTube page. Facebook, search for and like Shell Busey's House Smart Referral Network, or on Twitter at Shell Busey. This question comes from Diane in Cloverdale. I have a decal that was attached to the side of a cabinet many years ago. Is there a way to remove this other than using an abrasive? Some suggested WD-40, but I'm not sure of the procedure. Thank you.
Well, first of all, Morgan, thank you very much. That is not a cleaner per se, but WD-40 has been proven to do a lot of things. And a lot of the things I haven't tried in all respect, but when you do have the products today that are on the market for doing that type of thing, you can find items like silicone caulking remover. You can buy a product called contact cement solvent, contact cement thinners. All of these items will do the job that Diane wants done up to remove that sticky material, which you'd wonder what kind of adhesive it is because it never really cures to stay sticky. And it's one of those products that I have found over the years that in order to get it off there, it's a solvent that will not harm the finish on the cabinets. That's one of the things, but do not use anything abrasive. Diane, you're right bang on there. So I would use a contact cement solvent, or there are a number of cleaners. In fact, we used to stock one of the cleaners that we made available through the
Remove.
Remove, that is exactly correct. It's REMOV, remove. And in fact, that particular product is distributed by the people now that make my Shell Busey home cleaning formula as well as the CB9 available to the industry. They sell it to the retail building supply stores and hardware stores and car and truck outlets. They make that product available. So keep in mind, folks, Remove is one that will take silicone caulking out around your bathtub if you're cleaning that up for a recaulking job, or if you're doing around your kitchen or your bathroom sinks and basins, all that sort of thing, remove will take that material off and certainly take the stickiness off from the residual from the sticker, as well as the contact cement solvent and the contact cement cleaner. It's just that easy, Diane. So now you know what you're out there looking for, and certainly give it a try. And I know you'll be happy that you found that information right here on the AskShell.com show. Folks, I don't know if you are aware or not, but for many years now, in the Vancouver Sun, as well as the province newspaper, which we take at home. I read it in the morning. It's the province newspaper every Thursday morning. In the province newspaper, there is a write-up. It's an editorial by Tony Giaventu. And Tony is the one that handles all the information about the legalities of the condominium or townhouse or any strata. It's called Condo Smarts. So Thursday mornings, mark it on your cell phone and read Tony Giaventu's Condo Smarts, and you will be glad you did, because of the number of our listeners that have bought condominiums or townhouses or apartments or bareland stratas where there's stratas involved. And the interesting thing about Tony Giaventu, other than being a very good friend of mine, he is a great mentor of mine to go to when it comes to some of the concerns of the condo or the townhouse, at least the strata concerns, okay? This past week on Thursday, it was Stratas Can't Ignore BC Regulations. And that was a good read. And you can see where buyers can sue to recover losses if proper information isn't disclosed before a transaction. And it's all, they have the a tribunal. I'm trying to get that around my tongue there this morning. But they have the tribunal that takes care of concerns that you might have that have been, arguments at meetings and what have you. You just give that a read, or if your condominium is part of the Strata Corp, then you can get the answers as well from Tony Giaventu, okay? And you can get that by getting in touch with us if you are unable to get a hold of Condo Smarts, Tony Giaventu, okay? We make it just that easy. How about another one there? We got time for another one?
I think we can squeeze one in. And Shell, I remember Tony saying about a year and a half ago that over 95% of the new home builds in BC were going to be a strata.
That I can believe 100%.
So there's only more and more people that are getting into condos.
Exactly. And folks, please take it from me. Volunteer. Become a strata member.
You don't want to get blindsided by something.
That's right.
Next question comes from Kyle in North Vancouver. Hi, Shell. I live in a house built in 1942. The interior walls, which are covered in drywall, are log. Mm-hmm. The house has glorious wooden windows and doors that are the original sash. Even in the winter, the house is full of flies. What do you recommend to get rid of the flies? I'm trying to stay as non-toxic as possible, but also want something that works. Thanks for your help.
Well, Kyle, you may or may not be happy with my answer on this one, because it's one of those items that people do have problems. It's not so much the concern you have with the wood windows or the log home with the drywall over top, or even plywood over top, whatever the structure is got. But, one of the items that most of us overlook, and that is, one, windows. Windows let sun in. Sun brings in radiant heat. Radiant heat warms up the environment. Why does a bug or a fly go to the window? Because it's warm. But where do they come from? I can tell you, when you lock up the home, when I say lock up the home during the winter months, you keep the windows closed, you keep the doors closed, you storm window, you do all these things about keeping it nice and warm and just like a bug in the rug. Well, where the flies come from, you must have, and I'm going to give my very best guess on this, and that is that you've got some plants in your home. And you've got the real live plants living in pots with real dirt. And you know what? The flies lay their larvae, and then it hatches when it gets nice and warm. And where do they go? They go to that nice warm spot And that nice warm spot is on the windowsill in your windows. So you can check that out for an experience of exercise, and that is you'll find them more on your south or west windows than you will on your north and your east windows. So there you have it, Kyle. If you got it, you go to your garden center, get something to put in the top of the dirt in your pots, and keep rid of that larvae. Get rid of it. That way you won't have the flies. It's just that easy, okay? It's just getting to know the how to, the what to, the where to, the why to, the when to, the who to, folks. That's what we talk about here on the AskShell.com show. The home improvement show with the answers for you. Take another break here. We'll be back, and I want to talk to you, folks, about one of the things that you've been doing a lot for me recently, which I want to really say thank you for. We'll take care of that right after this. And welcome back, folks, to the AskShell.com show here on the Ask Shell Radio Network right across the country. We like to talk to you about anything at all, about your home, any questions you have, any inquiries that you've got, any information that you've received that you don't think is really correct. Well, you can certainly call me, and I'll take care of it for you. I've been in the business so long, it reminds me going back to many, many days that I think I'm older than dirt. I've heard that before from somebody. But in any event, folks, just before I went to the break, I did make reference about something that I would like to thank you for. And that is for all of my listeners out there in the greater Vancouver area that have made available old tools. And I'm talking about anything from a screwdriver to a power washer, to a wheelbarrow, to a lawnmower. All of these items, no matter the size, no matter what it happens to be, even a cement mixer. You know, we call it a cement mixer, but really what it mixes concrete in most cases. But in any event, Shell Busey's Toolbox, which is part of the Surrey Hospice Society's thrift store in Cloverdale, located at 5625 176th Street, right on the main street of Cloverdale, right across the road from the liquor store in Cloverdale. It is there the hospice needs your help. Well, we came to an agreement, and that agreement is to, hey, why don't we go out and go for the question, do you have old tools at home that you are not using, or anything that you have that you want to get rid of, that through downsizing or through possibly someone making them available to you, but you don't really use tools, you have the job done by others, and you'd like to get rid of all those tools in the garage or the carport or down in the basement. Possibly you lost a loved one, and you'd like to get rid of the tools to a very, very worthy cause. Well, the Surrey Hospice Society, folks, the same society that has, along with the firefighters in Newton, the thrift store, they have now been given the right to use my name, Shell Busey, and they have opened a thrift store for tools that you donate. You donate 100% of the return goes to the hospice. And as you know, we realize what hospice do. They help families that are mourning in need. They've lost one. They really want to participate in helping, volunteering. Being part of life is part of being a volunteer. And I love to give back. We love to give back. Our family, the Busey family, love to give back. And we are doing so, folks, by opening with the folks at the Surrey Hospice Society, Shell Busey's Toolbox. And we would like to ask you, if you have old tools or anything hard in the form, it could be a lamp. It could be, it could be a bag of mixture material, could be paint. I'd like to thank Cloverdale Paint for all their mist tints, making them available for us. and we sell those off at the Shell Buzzy's Toolbox. So it's a thrift store for the Surrey Hospice. 100% proceeds go to the Surrey Hospice Society. I'd like to also thank Windsor Plywood, because Windsor Plywood have made all of their local stores, Windsor stores in your area, are drop-off points where you can make it very convenient, put them in your car, or even give us a call at our office, and we will arrange to pick them up. But they, being Windsor Plywood, are making their stores available where you can drop tools off, and when they're dropped off, we arrange to have them picked up and brought to Cloverdale to the thrift store, Shell Buzzy's Toolbox, and all proceeds go to the wonderful society, the Surrey Hospice Society. Okay, folks, so thank you, Windsor Plywood. Thank you, Surrey Hospice Society and all their volunteers. And certainly thank you, most 1% of you were to give a tool of one kind or another. It's a lot of tools. So greatest opportunity for you to help others help themselves. Shell Buzzy's Toolbox, the thrift store for the Surrey Hospice Society in Cloverdale, 5625 Main Street. That's right, 176th Street in Cloverdale. Now, one of the things, their hours are Tuesday to Saturday, 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. That's Tuesday to Saturday, closed Sunday, Monday. Okay? So give us a call if you are having any concerns whatsoever. Leave a message at, if you're going to phone after hours, 604-542-2236. And we'll make all the necessary arrangements to have your tools picked up. And keep in mind, folks, if you're downsizing and moving on into a smaller facility, a smaller home, a smaller condominium, a smaller townhouse, let us have those tools. Do not throw them away. If there's no one in the family that wants them, we would love to have them. It's just that easy. There you go, and thank you again. Well, Morgan, let's get back to these emails because, you know, we've got a full line open here, folks. And we're just wondering where you are today. Are you maybe looking outside and saying, oh, I'm going to go back to bed? Well, I hope you've got your earphones on listening to the program. 778-574-1077. We're here for your questions and my answers after Morgan gives us another email.
You betcha, Shell. This one comes from Phil in North Delta. Hi, Shell. I live in a house built in 1942. The cupboards have a door and then shelves hidden behind the door. The shelves are painted, but they have that old house odor. Any suggestions how to get rid of this smell? Thank you so much. You are awesome.
Oh, gee. Well, thank you for the comments. Awesome, I'm not, but certainly helpful, I am. So we like to take care of you. And Phil, it's a very easy job for you to get rid of that odor. And I think you really hit the nail on the head when you said the shelves are painted. But where you'll find the shelves are not painted, if they are movable, adjustable shelves, is on the ends. On the ends. And that odor, be it whatever, especially on outside walls, any cabinetry that's on outside walls, that wall on the inside of that cabinet gets cold, or inside the like a closet or like a pantry, that type of thing. But what you do, go into your local paint store, and you can go into a Cloverdale paint store, for an example, and ask them for a clear sealer. A clear sealer, and that clear sealer will mask it in, seal it in, but before you do anything, give it a real good washing using my Shell Buzzy home cleaning formula, which is available at Windsor stores, most home hardware stores, and certainly Rona stores. And it's out there. It's a powder you mix with water. It's just that easy. Give it a real good washing, and then rinse it and dry, and then give it a coat of primer sealer, and then a coat of urethane white over top. Urethane white, or whatever color. You can put clear urethane if you want, but seal it in, make it fresh. It makes a real difference, folks, when you've got that new, fresh seal to give you the nice feeling of that odor. I know the old wood odor. That wood odor is caused there's a little bit of moisture getting trapped back in there, and that getting into the edges of the wood or the back of the wood, or it may be particle board shells. It may be high density particle board, and that odor is just musty, and you want to get rid of it. But it is just that easy. Phil, mask it in. It's just that easy. What do we got there, Mr. Morgan?
Well, I think we should squeeze a break in here, Shell, and then we'll come back with, we got a call on the line.
Good stuff. All right. We'll be back, folks. You're listening to the AskShell.com show, where the telephone number is 778-574-1077. We'll take care of your questions right after this. Welcome back, folks. Shell Busey here with all the answers on the AskShell.com show. Keep in mind, folks, AskShell.com, if you become a member of my club, you get all the information sent to you that we have developed during the week about your home, concerns possibly with weather, concerns about new items in the industry to be on the lookout for. And it doesn't cost a dime to be part of my club. We've got over 20,000 members, folks, and we do not share email addresses. So if you are a new home owner, someone that has never owned a home before, or you have owned a home but you're not handy, and not everybody is handy, believe me. When it comes to the questions, you want to have someone that you can ask. That's what I'm in the industry for, folks. This is my hobby, to ask you how I can help you within your home. So why not give us a call right here at 778-574-1077, or go to AskShell.com, become a member, which is free. As I indicated, we do not share email. We only share information with you. And it is not junk, believe you me. We have been now serving the thousands of people over, I guess I'd have to say, the last 15 years for sure. And with over 20,000 people from coast to coast, we will take care of those questions for you, no matter if you live in Greater Vancouver, in the North Country, in the interior, in the Okanagan, Alberta, Saskatchewan, Manitoba, Ontario, and across into the eastern provinces, and certainly the territories. We hear questions during the week from everywhere. So join by very simply going to my website, AskShell.com. And if you're doing any renovations and you want to have them done, and you want to have them done right, no matter if it's a new door to be hung, a new front entrance, a canopy, a deck, a kitchen, a bathroom, an addition, something in the form of a mortgage helper down in the basement, out at the back, addition, you name it, Shell Busey's Home Improvements and Renovations, Mr. Keith Araki and Company will make things happen for you. Just call us at the office, 604-542-2236. It is just that easy. And we'd like to apologize to Rosemary. Rosemary, you called from Vancouver. The switchboard, unfortunately, the hold button, we believe it cut you off. So we apologize. Do give us a call back at 778-574-1077, and we will certainly take care of you. Or you can call us during the week if you would like. But apologize for that, Rosemary. We had you there, and then the other phone was ringing. So, and the big fingers punched the wrong button. And that happens sometimes. And when in doubt, don't pout. Let Shell help you out. But I have that problem sometimes. Let's go back to the telephone lines and say good morning to Tom. How can we help, Tom?
Well, good morning, Shell. Thank you for being willing to talk to us people who aren't handy. I find that the rain quite often gets welcomed each year with a leak in my roof.
Uh-huh.
And so I've got to send my son, when I can wangle it, I got to send him up there to clear all the drains. But I'm wondering, is there anything I could do that's kind of preemptive just to keep all that garbage out of the drain so I quit putting that stress on my roof?
You bet there is. In fact, it's a product that was manufactured. It is manufactured by a private individual in Coquitlam, and it's called the Drain Brain. That's what I call it, Drain Brain. Some call it the Drain Guard. And it's an item that looks similar to a pyramid, if that's one of the best, with the pyramid with the top cut off. And you very simply set it, after you've cleaned the inside of the gutters, that is, set it over top of the outlet for the downpipe. And when you set it over top of it, you don't have to do anything more, just set it there. And the water will come in on either side of it, through the holes, which that's where it gets that brain look. And it goes through the holes, down the drain, leaving the debris building up beside the actual drain guard, or drain brain as we'll call it. And as it's building up, the water will get higher, but it can't overflow, because if it does, it's very simple to come up and go in the top, and it still doesn't cause the problem. In fact, it's been called the drain basket as well. And the gutter basket is another term, because the drain, the gutter, the eave trough, all these different terms. So you can ask for it for the gutter basket, the drain brain, or the drain guard. But
in my case, it's the drain brain I need.
Okay.
How do I find them? How do I reach them?
Well, you're very lucky, because the interesting item is that they do have them, I believe, at the Surrey Hospice Shell Busey's Toolbox. I think that's one of them.
Perfect.
And the other place is available through our office, if you call our office, because it's not an item that a lot of people know about. It's an item that, as you can appreciate, Tom, that people have known me for many, many years, being on the radio, being on the TV, and being able to use our services, the HouseSmart services. And when that takes place, I have to go out and find things that are going to do the job. And it just so happens that we found this product back a few years ago, and we brought it in, so we have them available for you. So give us a call at the office at 604-542-2236, or drop into the Surrey Hospice Society's Shell Busey's Toolbox, 5625, and that's 176th Street, right in the heart of beautiful downtown Cloverdale. How's that?
Well, that's great. That's great, Shell. Thank you so much.
You're very welcome, Tom, and thank you for the call. And that call obviously is coming from out in the valley. And Rosemary, again, sorry we lost you on there. And let's see if we can sneak in another. Have we got time for an email?
I think we do, Shell. This one comes from Liz in Kitsilano. When I turn my shower on, the water will be warm, then cool for 10 to 20 seconds, then back to warm. I don't notice this on any of the other faucets or taps. What could be the cause? Should I replace the tub faucet or the shower head?
Well, Liz, neither, because what you are being affected with is water that is now capsulated in the piping, in the walls, and where the water in the walls, in the pipe, are picking up the warmth of inside the cavity, because the hot water pipes are in that conduit or that wall cavity. And with that wall cavity becoming warm, then the piping going to your shower is warm. But only that small amount of water from the where it is warm within the cavity to the shower head. And then what happens, as soon as you turn it on, you get warm water. But immediately, within seconds, you're going to have cold water. The reason why now it's replenished that water in the pipe, in the wall, and now you're becoming with the full flow of hot water again. So you'll get warm, cold, and then hot again, because now it's coming from the source, being the hot water tank or the boiler. So it's a common question. What I always suggest to people here, and it's kind of a unique answer, and that is use your sink in the bathroom, the hot water, use that first to do your cleaning the teeth, for example, or your mouthwash, all those. Use that first because that gets rid of that warm water in the cavity pipe and then replenish with the hot water ready for the shower. It's just that easy, Liz. So thank you very much for that call. And you know, some of the simplest things in life become some of the most questionable things in life. But hey, we got the answers here on the AskShell.com show. Take a break. We'll be back we got a call on the line. We'll be back right after this. Hey, and welcome back, folks. Shell Busey here with the AskShell.com show, your home improvement question and answer guy. We like to take care of anything at all that you've got with your home anytime, every Saturday from 8 a.m. till 9 a.m., and that is on the AskShell Radio Network. And I'd like to take this opportunity to thank someone that we appreciate very, very much. You hear about them here on the show, and that is the Sawasan Rona Store. Thank you very much for sponsoring the show on the weekday and also certainly here on Saturday. So thank you, thank you, thank you. And also we had a chap in, where was he? Oh, he was out in Surrey. And Russ is his name, and he has Allied Windows, and Allied Windows are no more. And he phoned, he was at, he was really some upset because he couldn't find hardware to replace for his Allied patio door. It's one of the older ones, the aluminum patio door. Well, Russ, here is the answer. You can get all the parts that you want. If anybody's got Allied Windows in your home, go to High Tech. High Tech Windows. The telephone number, that's window hardware, door hardware, and it's only hardware that's stock. 604-501-1212. That's 604-501-1212. And we will have those folks take care of you. If you forgot anything, give us a call at our office, Shell Busey's office, 604-542-2236. Until next week, folks, we want to say thank you for being with us, and we love you all. Bye-bye for now.